Warning: the following show was recorded in front of a live studio audience, but they didn't really like it, so we asked them to leave, and then we did the whole thing again over Skype. Bit of a waste of money, to be honest.
Hello, welcome back to.
I didn't realize Jimmy was the keeper for tonight. So if you want to introduce everyone,
Since when do you ever do that?
you look like you wanted to introduce everyone.
Oh. Well, we're on our way, or we're here in Shanghai.
You're not in Shanghai yet.
Oh, we don't have to get on a fucking boat, do we?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, not a boat. Oh, we're gonna be on a boat stuck with Vincent.
Leave Vincent alone.
Yeah, you board the USS Vincent.
He's not invited. He's not invited.
No, that's just the name of the boat. It's a coincidence.
Why are we?
Give us a
Never
rundown
agreed.
of what happened last time.
Oh, fucking hell, I don't remember. You guys ran straight into 20 cultists and beat them because you were very intimidating. Police have arrested them, and you guys got good information that not only were artifacts being transported to Shanghai, but one of the members of the what's the name of the expedition?
Carlisle expedition.
One of the members of the Carlisle expedition is actually alive and hiding out in Shanghai. So you.
Did they ever find out who stabbed that guy in the head?
Which guy?
Jackson Elias.
No. Did they ever find out who stabbed that poor henchman?
Oh, of
directly
course.
in the brain.
I forgot the last time we found Jimmy's descent into madness had continued as he got more increasingly unhinged.
The bloodlust.
Yeah.
We were like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
let's grab him. Stabbed him clean in the brain. Didn't even go for like the disable, like stab him in the side a bit. No, just, right in the temple.
Monster.
I forgot about that.
See,
My
and he
bad.
forgot. He killed a man in
Hey, I've got
in
amnesia. I've got amnesia.
It's not ongoing amnesia as far as I know.
If you ever get stressed, I've got amnesia. I've got amnesia.
It's going to be good defense in court, isn't it, when they eventually catch you? Jimmy the Ripper. And I guess you've now got a new companion who's sort of tagging along with you, even though you don't. It feels like Kieran's character doesn't particularly want him there, but he's tagging along anyway.
Who?
Wasn't
I
it?
don't want him there.
Oh,
No,
no.
Kieran's
that-
character loves me.
Oh, was it?
Johnny that
Oh, it's
hated
Johnny.
It's
Sorry,
Jimmy that hates me.
Jimmy. I forgot it was Jimmy that was actually the one who hates you for some reason. Anyway, so nonetheless, you guys now have set your sights on Shanghai. After your less than pleasant journey on the Mauritania, you've decided not to go with a passenger liner this time, and also because you can't really afford it. Instead, your lovely companion back home, Trent, has arranged for you guys to travel via a cargo ship to
Such
Shanghai.
a nice guy.
Does the ship have a name? Or is it that bad of a ship? It doesn't have a name.
Sorry, I just imagine him like going up to the ship and being like, "Does it have a name?" And just like being like over the top about it. Like,
It's the Lydia, but I'll admit.
Lydia.
The Lydia, yeah, it's not like USS or anything. 'Cause it's not a military ship or it's like or anything like that. It's just a cargo vessel mainly. I mean, they carry a small amount of passengers, but mainly they're there to carry cargo from Southampton to the docks in Shanghai. So it's well below what you're used to, Vincent. I'm afraid you're used to traveling in style, and this is not that. This is like an
It's fine.
so this
Lydia's cute.
This is a slightly old, run-down ship. Not. It's seen better days, but it still does a decent job of carrying cargo back and forth. And in that case, that cargo consists of you four gentlemen and 2 other passengers that you've seen. Other than that, it's mostly crewmen who are just going about their business. And as you sort of as you're docking, you do meet the other passengers. There's an older gentleman, calls himself Winston Gregory. He's very
I
pleasant.
don't like him.
Winston.
This is we're already on the boat. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of preamble and then
Yeah, sure.
and then dump you in it. But
Just missed that. I missed that. Well, I was typing. Sorry.
yeah, so yeah, you guys have already on. I mean, as we start, we're going to start in motion. You guys are already on board the ship. It's already on its way. You've retrieved your weapons that have been stored for you in Southampton. So yeah, the other
Finally.
So the only other passengers are this Winston Gregory, and he's got a younger man travelling with him who seemed very shy and reluctant to talk to you guys.
Do we have his name, or do we not know?
You don't know at the moment. So what else is going on? So yeah, you guys are already it's a long voyage. You guys are already a few days out. Mostly it's been uneventful, except one day at dinner. One of the men from the ship, guy called Terence, who's mostly blind, but they still keep him on as a deckhand, even though he's not, obviously he's very disabled, but he still cleans the decks and stuff.
You can tie knots, I
Yeah,
presume. You don't
yeah.
have to see to tie a knot.
But anyway, he
Very disabled.
very disabled. He freaked out at you guys one day over the dinner, screaming about how you guys are marked. So he was just sort of going mental, and you guys were like, "Don't know what's up with that."
Wait, who's this?
This is
Terence.
Terence, a deckhand called Terence.
Who's disabled?
He's very disabled.
Okay, how disabled? Peg leg or?
He's
He's blind. We already went through this.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
So Terence wasn't very happy with you guys. So all they've done is they've asked you guys to avoid him because he's a bit unhinged, and they didn't blame you guys or anything. It wasn't a big incident. He just went a bit mentally, calmed him down, and took him away from you guys.
He's now suspect.
But other than that, it's been mostly an uneventful trip. You guys have been left to your own devices. There's not a lot to do really, and yeah, and until like about 5 days in, you guys go to bed, and it's like a horrible storm outside, like winds howling. You can hear like doors flapping shut and closed, like it's like a really boats tipping up and down, a really heavy storm, and you guys all sleep. And then the next morning, you guys awake to the incredibly unusual sound of complete silence. It's like you're all in your cabin, and you one at a time wake up, and you can hear nothing. You can't hear the wind, you can't hear the ocean, you can't even hear the engines. It's complete silence, and that's where things.
Can we go back to sleep because we had a rough night?
Yeah, if you want to go back to sleep, you're welcome to go.
No.
Are we all in the same room?
Yeah. You got it's 3 bunk beds in the room. So one's empty.
So
Bottom bunk. What?
What are you doing?
It's silent.
guys, I think I can't hear.
I think I can't eat.
Maybe you should edit that bit out anyway.
No, don't punish him. Punish him for doing.
No,
what?
I'm fine. I just figured Perrin will when he eventually uploads this episode in 2017.
YouTube is a bit longer. YouTube is the new YouTube.
You chode. It's changed.
Hey, if he's gonna edit out Carlo saying, "I hope she doesn't have a dick," then I don't think he's gonna put my death speak in.
I was going to leave your desk speaking, and now you've made it awkward.
Excellent.
Anyway.
What was that all
So,
about?
can you describe the layout? You said there's only 3 bunk beds. There's 4 of us.
Do you know what a bunk bed is?
Yeah, there's 3. Oh, I thought you meant there was 3 tiers. I thought you meant 3 tiers.
Oh, 3-man bunk bed.
Yes. Okay. Who was on the run then?
You, because you insisted, because you were being a prima donna about it.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't. Him.
And we didn't want him.
She was.
We went, "Hey Vincent, stop being a Madonna. Here's
Actually,
the
two of you would
chucked
have
in
a
the
bunk bed to
corner."
yourself, really.
Like Johnny's room's like heating up. It's getting like, it's hot in there, Johnny.
I think about Vincent sleeping.
Oh god.
Don't. So, how silent are we talking? What, like, deadly?
So
Like-
we can't hear.
Generally
Have
on
we
a
got a
ship,
window?
generally on a ship, you can hear both the ocean and the engines and a lot of noise in general. But right
Is it
now,
because we stopped moving.
even if you just stopped moving, there would be noise of the ocean and the wind, and there's nothing right now. There's no noise.
Can we look
can I-
out a
can I-
window?
There's no window in your room.
Okay.
Can we make one?
Yeah, sure. If you want, do you want to
Got a
roll to
gun.
roll to shoot the window?
I've got a
No.
shotgun. Like.
I mean, you're not on the outside. Your room's not on the outside wall of the ship, but you can give it a go.
No, it might be next to a
Ah,
pipe
no.
or an engine.
An engine.
Hello!
I think most likely you would probably shoot someone in the next passenger cabin if you.
That's true.
Can I,
Don't want
can
to do
I-
that.
You guys should roll for hidden. I mean for listen.
For Lizen. Oh, yeah, could
Lis-
do.
Roll for lizard.
Roll for lizard. Everyone roll for lizard.
Should we roll for listen or is it that?
I don't have any listen skill. My character must be deaf.
I can hear everything.
What's your listen skill?
Very high.
Because
I
he's
heard
a
it.
musician.
All right. Okay. So let's see.
Yeah.
Shame it's tone deaf.
You can hear footsteps from the deck outside. Basically, that's but you can hear that through the walls. You put your ear up to the wall and you can hear some distant footsteps.
That's Terrence.
Get him, boys!
Should we go out and have a look, or do
Yeah.
we need us all? Presuming we.
No, let's go out. Let's all go.
I mean, Vincent sounds like he wants to go back to sleep. That's all. So you guys head into the corridor of the ships. There's no, sorry, actually, I was about to say there's no sunlight, but that's not true. The corridors are mostly empty, except you see one crewman passed out on the floor.
Quick, give him first aid.
Lazy.
Is he Mexican?
Has anyone got first aid?
No, he's not. He's British.
Well,
Is he
For the
Mexican? Everyone
Very
leaves it.
uncharacteristic.
Can we wake him up or?
You try to rouse him, and he's not dead. You can't see any sign of injury, but he's not responding to you like slapping him.
Is he breathing? Check his pulse.
He's breathing. He's breathing.
Arouse him.
Wake up, motherfucker!
He's breathing. Yeah.
Shoot him in the knee. I'll wake him up. Someone give him first aid
Can we
slash
search his
CPR.
body, see if he's got anything?
Yeah, sure. You look through his pocket. You find some money in one pocket. You find some keys.
Good.
For the
Keys could be handy.
Okay, so you're mugging the unconscious crewman.
I definitely am.
Okay, so yeah, you've got keys. We can know that.
Can we help him now?
Should we like move him somewhere?
He-
Or should we just
Sit him up,
leave-
maybe?
Yeah.
Catch him with
let's-
cold water?
Let's
Slap
Shot
him?
in the sea.
Okay, so you got this guy sat up against the wall.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Gonna slug on a couple of times.
That didn't look like what you were like, I'm gonna get him and I'm gonna...
Teabagging the unconscious crewman.
Oh god. Okay, can we try and wake him up? Slap him.
he
That's
doesn't.
what we did.
He didn't.
He's
Doesn't
not-
respond.
There.
He's breathing. We need to wake him up.
Just let him sleep.
Wait a minute. Wait, what if it's silent because everyone's fucked up like this? And who's the guy? We heard footsteps. We didn't see anyone, did we?
No, you
Can
didn't
I
see
listen again to see if the footsteps are still present in the same area or same?
The person walking around in a circle.
one. You can roll another listen if you want.
Walking on this.
I will listen. I will listen extremely well.
You can still hear the footsteps, but they're not in this corridor. They're outside.
Shall we split up?
Oh yeah.
Let's split up, gang.
To give you some idea of the layout, because you know a little bit about the layout of the ship, because obviously you've been on it for a few days. So right now you're in a corridor of passenger cabins. There are, I think, four
You
passengers.
not draw a crude map for us?
We're on the big like liner again.
No, you're not on a liner.
No, we're on a cargo ship, Johnny.
The Lydia.
Is your head not in the game today, Johnny?
It's amnesia.
It's frozen.
The Lydia.
Let it snow.
Have I actually frozen?
No, you're fine.
Because I was just doing that.
Something went
That was a good
quiet.
impression, wasn't it?
So anyway, so the layout of the ship roughly is that you guys are in an area of passenger cabins. There's 4 passenger cabins. It's not really a passenger ship. You know that behind you a doorway goes out to the rear deck of the ship, and in front of you is the entrance to the canteen area where you guys get food, which leads also out to the front deck. And then above the front deck is the bridge.
There's bound to be someone to help us with this injured fellow in the canteen. Let's go.
Yes.
Stop that, Johnny.
To the canteen? Do we have to take the guy with us? Do we have to?
No, just like he's sat up, he's breathing. Let's just grab someone to give him. Someone should stay with him. Someone with first aid, just in case.
Let's just grab some bacon from the cafe.
Who's got first aid?
I've got bacon skill.
He's
I
not
do.
injured though.
And you're not frozen,
He's
Johnny.
unconscious.
He's
How's that not
though.
injured? How do we know he wasn't freaking bonked on the head?
Check his skull.
Someone check his cranium. Like, we'll be here all day. He's out cold. We should get help. Not just, oh, that guy's unconscious. Let's just leave him. That's
I
fine.
don't
Like-
care about these
like-
NPCs.
But if
He
it's-
might tell us who did it.
Okay. Is there anything wrong with him? Like,
He's not, yeah, he's unconscious.
other than him being unconscious,
We can't
is he
say-
harmed in any way?
You know, he looks like he's had a bit of a cold recently.
Okay, let's just fuck off and go find someone else.
This is what we were talking about, Perrin, when we tried to look for other options, and you give us this shit.
I wasn't commenting you. I wasn't commenting.
Yeah, like,
I wasn't
is there anything wrong with him? Yeah, he's unconscious.
I
Duh.
was just having fun. I was just having fun.
Look, I'll stab him if you like, or should we just
Through the
move on?
brain.
Let's
Stab
spin him
through the
round till he
brain.
wakes up, because God forbid, we don't want to miss this opportunity.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm done. Let's go to the canteen.
Right, so you guys move through into the canteen. Here, there's 2 more crewmen passed out onto tables. Like the way,
Everyone's passed out. It's just
So-
us, isn't it?
so the way the canteen's laid out is it's like it's all just like long communal
Because I
tables.
marked the attendance, that's what it is.
Let's go find this
Yeah.
Terrence Bellend. How do you know he marked if you can't fucking see?
And
Exactly.
yeah, there's two crewmen passed out on the tables, and you can see
Can we
through.
put them in sex positions?
You can put them in sex positions. Yes.
Put their arms around each other. There we go.
That's a sex position. Oh, look at those 2 dudes having sex.
Right, well, you can feel free to pull their pants down. I was just trying to be cute, but no.
No. You said positions. We don't actually have to,
No, I guess so.
Intercourse then.
You rouse him up. I'll take the other one's pants off.
Took a bang on the head.
Vincent, you get fluffing.
Give him a bang on the head.
Well, I think I'm going to leave now.
Yes. Is there anything else in it? Spot hidden.
Did
Listen.
Did they start cooking breakfast yet? Is there like the buffet out?
Oh, but they like mid doing something.
So
like
if you
key
look
in the hand,
if
like-
you look through into the kitchen, you see that people were cooking, but there's the cook who you recognise is passed out on the floor back in the kitchen as well.
How's the food? Is there anything to eat?
I mean, it looks burnt, to be
burnt
honest.
bacon.
It looks burnt.
Oh yeah, but what about? Oh look,
I'm a blurry.
there's a nice plate of delicious bacon and eggs that they must have just prepared before the other stuff got burnt.
Do you want to roll for breakfast?
I want to roll for spot hidden.
I don't need to roll for breakfast. It's right there.
What do I have to? what do I
Okay,
have to get to
okay,
have
Johnny. There is only one perfectly cooked full English breakfast they didn't get a chance to
that?
serve.
There should be
Okay.
like 3, so one guy doesn't get one.
I'll roll for it.
Okay, we're rolling for it.
Oh, you
Is it low is better or high?
No, high's worse. You failed to breakfast.
You failed to breakfast.
Oh well. I will take that.
Oh,
Really high
it looks
damage
like
kitchen
it does
knife.
look like Carlo might be getting that breakfast unless
Oh, I just want to roll to beat him. Watch this.
I'm gonna press the roll.
He
No,
has
but
to.
guys, I really want the breakfast.
Boom.
69.
Kieran!
So Ross, while you guys are arguing over the breakfast, Ross just steps over and starts eating it.
Can I press? I'm pressing the roll. I notice he's about to eat it. Attempt to bash it out.
Go on,
Oh,
you can
I
you can push the
Enough.
roll. You're gonna roll to try and knock the breakfast out of Kieran of Ross's hands.
I'm gonna stab myself with a knife or something.
I do have martial arts of 75.
Damn it!
No, Ross just steps back and just like laughs at you guys as he's finishing off his
He
breakfast.
has to dodge that shit.
He's
Like,
Do you really want me to
Enough
roll
breakfast.
dodge? Let's
Enough
to dodge.
breakfast. Enough breakfast. Let's do spot hidden.
That's a
Do we see
successful
anything?
dodge.
he's dodged all of you guys and he's wolfing down the bacon now. He's fully
See what-
nourished.
The thing is, what you don't know, Perrin, is we're stat padding, so we've got all these leveled up rolls from just like dodging each other and shit and having breakfast.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say there's a rule that breakfast rolls don't count towards leveling.
Oh.
Breakfast
Add
rule.
rules.
Is that's
But-
a breakfast rule?
Yeah.
It's the most important meal of the day.
I've already added. my breakfast.
You are right. It is the most important meal of the day. Only Ross gets bonuses for it. The rest of you all get a 10% knockdown on effect.
Can we do spot hidden or something to see if there's anything dodgy going on beyond breakfast?
If one person's got it, then go for it.
Does anyone have spot hidden? Someone's got spot hidden.
Yeah, I do.
Do I not have spot hidden? I'm sure I've got spot hidden.
I'm gonna have to stop you. Let you like one person's gonna have to spot hidden. We can't just have everyone roll
Oh.
until someone gets it.
I'll do it. Wait, who's got? Oh,
Johnny's done it.
Okay,
You've done it.
Johnny succeeds anyway. So the one you notice by looking around the room that there's like a porthole one side, and instead of seeing the sea, all you see is like whiteness.
oh, so there's a window. There's a window.
There's a window.
Maybe we're in limbo or we're
Yeah,
in
maybe.
a snowy area.
Just ignore this, but I forgot to roll up. I forgot to level up my spot hidden from last week, so I need to.
Sure you did.
Maybe this is all in our minds.
Ooh, sweet.
Maybe we should go
You have to roll higher, Carlo.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, not on the to level up you have to roll over the skill number.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me check my last roll then, because I leveled up my. Oh, I did level up. Wait, yeah, that was higher than my. Yeah. I did it right the first time. I did it wrong the second time. My bad.
Do we have
yeah,
any
cool.
locations left? Is it just the bridge?
Can we like follow wherever? Did we know where the footsteps came from? That we
They
had
were
to-
out on the deck.
Can we go out to the deck?
You
Yeah,
can-
Let's track these footsteps.
Have you finished your breakfast?
yeah.
Yes, I have now.
Who's gonna roll to find out?
Yeah,
how
I
it
thought-
was?
Let me find out.
I'm just more insulted that you didn't offer any to us.
You guys seemed busy at the time, so.
Just rolling dice.
Yeah, you're standing around rolling dice. It's like, well, if those guys are going to roll dice, I'll eat. So you guys head out onto the deck, and outside you can see all around you is just thick, dense fog. Like if you look over the edge of the boat, you can see the water is below, but the fog sets in very, very quickly. So,
So we can tell we're not moving and
Yeah.
it's foggy. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're still on the. We're not in limbo though. We're in an ocean.
Is this the same fog that we encountered in London?
I mean, you didn't get a first name of the fog in London, so it's hard to
What
know.
was
if
that
it's the
about?
same.
It was called
actually.
Dilly.
What happened in London again? They got attacked by a monster in the fog, and then.
I
Uh,
don't know if it was a monster or not.
They didn't see
Was
what
it,
attacked
man?
them.
What the fog?
Was that?
In London,
Yeah,
when they got
that's true.
attacked by the fog, they didn't see what attacked them.
So
And they didn't
this
get.
must be related to that.
This is a
Some-
dream. Can I
Is
jump
it-
in the water and find out if it's a dream?
Please.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
you are more than welcome to jump into the water if
No,
you
even
want.
if it is a dream, it could affect my
Right.
son.
Oh, wait. I'm getting the hoop to save him with.
Oh.
Yeah, the man overboard hoop.
Nah, I'm not jumping in.
Oh.
It could be a kraken or something.
Can I roll to chuck him in?
If you want, yeah.
Oh, we all just.
I'm very strong, just so you know.
God, why are
Saw
all
a
your
picture of
characters
it.
very strong?
Because
Yeah, every time you're like, I've got huge dice.
I can lift him up.
because I'm role playing. My normal self. I'm really strong.
So Jimmy runs at Vincent to try and knock him into the water, and Vincent sort of just notices and steps out the way.
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't then accident. Why did you press the roll, Jimmy?
Oh, why not then?
Because I will kill him.
Jimmy, just to be fair, if you press the roll and fail, you're going
you go
in.
in the water yourself. You go in yourself.
That's why I was trying to bait him.
Good thing I didn't.
Yeah, but Aski's still got a dodge roll on this.
All right.
Why didn't you have to dodge the 92? Surely that's still.
'Cause
Oh
it
no,
was-
because it's a skill, yeah, didn't we? Yeah.
Well, it was
Jimmy
also.
never did like my character.
Aski, I need you to roll.
I will love to roll a number 1.
You just tackle him in the water.
So I need to give you some. I need to give you an opportunity to counter this before you go over.
Oh yes, can I count it?
No, hold on a second. I need to look what stats are applicable here. But basically, Jimmy like swings round and actually manages to clip you.
Tatsumaki.
Fucking hell.
I dive like an angel.
What would be?
Ready to roll again,
It
then?
would be dexterity, I think, wouldn't it, for him to not fall over the side? So yeah, right. You're gonna have to beat a dexterity roll not to fall over.
Which is.
Not that.
Right. So Vincent.
I've still got the hoop. I've got the hoop.
Vincent now falls over the side of the ship.
While he's falling, I'll hoop him.
And lands in the water.
I've got swimming skills. I'm sure I do.
Oh.
Swim. Swim. Just come out the water.
So, Frank, are you throwing the life preserver
Yeah, I
down?
throw the hoop after him.
All right.
Throwing skill.
And the rope.
What's your throw?
Swimming skills. Can you not remember last time I was like going off after the boat?
All right. So anyway,
My guy's got swimming skill as well. I'm going in after him.
so anyway, you hit the water. It hits you like a punch to the chest because hitting cold ocean water is very shocking. You're sort of.
How is it?
Frank throws a life preserver down to you, which you grab, so you're not going to drown straight away.
Good.
So we're still. It's not a dream.
It could be so deep a dream that we think it's real.
Yeah, it'd be a bit bullshit if this whole thing was a dream and you're like, oh, you snap out of it. That's the end.
Spoilers.
Well, the best way
Yeah.
to like. The best way, what is it? You pinch yourself, feel some pain to like wake up.
Oh,
So
that
I can throw a
hurts.
knife at him.
You pop the thing that I've thrown down.
Can I look around, see if I can see any little holes in the boat I can climb in? Boats work.
There will be like rigging down the side. You can probably climb back up to if you can swim over to it.
I can definitely swim over to it.
Can I be the boss at the top of the ladder?
My rolls are awful.
Get how to
Olympic
swim.
swimmer.
So yeah, you fail to swim over to the rigging.
I start drinking as much water as I can.
Hey,
You're sort of splashing around, panicking right now.
Frank got a rope, or was that Trent?
Yeah,
That
I've
was
got.
Trent, I think, wasn't it?
What?
No, actually, no, it was Frank. It was definitely Frank. Had the
Wait,
rope.
he's already thrown the safety ring.
Yeah,
Rope
the
on it
safety
down.
ring has a rope attached to it. They always do.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. Trent does have a rope though.
Can somebody pull me in, please?
Well, you're kind of heavy because you're so strong.
So.
I know.
Use my
We'll
pulling
just-
skill.
We'll go find Trevor, and he'll tie a knot. So
Terrence.
you can tie the knot to the railing. Terrence, whatever
Phil.
it
I know how we can solve this problem. Just cut the knife. Oh.
If someone can roll a strength roll, they can bring him back up.
Can't we all combine our
No.
strength?
We're not Captain Planet.
Oh,
God.
thank you very much, Frank.
Okay, yeah. So Frank sort of pulls you back in.
I just.
Yeah.
Like rolling up a yo-yo.
I do like that Vincent hasn't even complained about this.
Why would I'm fine. This is a dream.
It's delusional.
So Vincent's now dripping wet, and everyone else is laughing. I guess I don't know.
He's also freezing. Does he have to roll to not catch hypothermia?
Fucking hell!
Do you want my character dead? I'm gonna gang up on Jimmy. One of these days.
Gonna be Desmond number 2.
While you guys,
We're gonna push him to that level.
while you guys are doing all this, the captain of the
Cthulhu!
captain of the ship comes running around the corner. He goes,
Oh.
you recognise him. He's Captain Jacob McCall. You have met him before on the trip. You haven't really spent much time with him, but you have met him.
Hey, JKX.
And he says, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
We would
Swimming.
man overboard.
Vincent wanted to go for a swim.
It doesn't.
We told him it was a bad idea, but
Do you think this is the appropriate time for that? What the hell's going on
Why
here?
not? It's a
We were going to
vote.
ask you that. Everyone's fucked up. We were scared, so he jumped in the water.
and he forgot how to swim.
He says,
So-
he says, have you seen anyone else who's unconscious? The whole crew just passed out all of a sudden. He says we were just.
We've seen like
First
everyone.
person. Yeah, everyone's unconscious. You're the only person we've seen that isn't.
I haven't finished exploring. It's only just happened, but I haven't seen anyone else unconscious yet. But I've been through all the crew decks and I can't find any. I mean, sorry, the crew quarters, and I can't find anyone else conscious.
Whereabouts are we?
We're still probably about 2 days out from Shanghai. We were in the middle of a huge storm. No, he says we were in the middle of a huge storm, and the engines cut out, and then the fog came in, and then here we are. And that's, sorry, he said, and he said as the fog came in, the other his second in command on the bridge just passed out. He went to look for help, and then found everyone, the rest of the crew were also unconscious.
Have you seen the blind dude?
He says, Terrence. No, I haven't seen Terrence yet, actually. I assumed he's passed out with the rest of everyone else, but I haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him either, and he's suspicious.
Terrence is fine. Terrence, I know he had an incident with you guys, but I've sailed with him for years. He's a good man.
Well, either way, we've explained this so many times, Jimmy. We've explained this so many times. He's blind.
Where
he's
did
a
we
bit
meet
special.
before?
He called us marked men at lunch. Do you not remember that?
Oh, what, on the last ship?
This ship.
No, on this ship, he
In
called
Lydia.
marked men at lunch, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what was that about?" And no one really cared, and everyone just boiled it down to him being a bit special.
Alright.
So, regardless if
operate.
you don't think he's suspicious or not, and it doesn't matter if we do or don't, he probably should be a priority to make sure he's okay if he's disabled.
Yeah. I was going to go through the lower decks and make sure we can find everyone else.
Well, it'd be good for us just to confirm that it's nothing to do with him. It'd be a load of fire mind. So let's find him first, if we can.
This is okay, but I mean, it's a small ship.
Is there a PA system on this vessel?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. There's one in the bridge.
Have you tried
Tell
messaging?
No,
Tell people to meet somewhere.
not yet. No, but we can go up and and shout something out to the ship if you think it'll help.
Yeah,
I don't
why
think
not?
anyone will respond, but may as well try.
All right, so you guys follow him up. He goes to the bridge, and you guys are now on the bridge. As he said, there's the first officer is passed out on the floor.
Oh, if the guys in the canteen, if you go see them, ignore what position they're in.
Right, what
Nothing to
position?
do with that.
What position they're in?
They were hugging.
What are
They
you
were
talking
hugging.
about, Frank?
It may have been a secret.
Lonely
But,
at sea.
Yeah.
The
Their secret might be out
boat
because of this. I
Look
hope
at that,
that,
the
I hope
captain's
you won't. I
shouting
hope you won't
away.
judge them.
Anyway, the captain just looks at you guys suspiciously, like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he goes over and grabs the intercom and sort of shouts into it. If anybody else aboard the Lydia is conscious, please head to the main deck now and join us.
No need to shout into a PA, just talk into it.
Because I thought the
Deserted.
engines were off. How is it operating? There's no power.
Engines don't.
They don't work that way, Askew.
I thought everything
My
was
engine's
bust.
not on. How come the radio's functioning?
No, I thought
Magic.
everything was bust.
No.
No, the engines are.
Ask you, is your heating on in your house?
Yeah, the engine's on upstairs.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yeah. I was wondering how you had lights, as well. If your boiler's not on, then.
I don't know what time zone this is set in. I don't know what to do with it.
What time zone?
Well, we can check. So we're on our way to Shanghai.
7 hours ahead.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
GMT
You've
plus
just
7.
woken up.
It must be the hypothermia.
It is really cold.
This game is
Captain, do you
rubbish
have a blanket?
shoulders.
Yes, a blanket, a space blanket. That'd be good.
He doesn't know what a space blanket is, but he
Wait,
does.
blanket.
It's like the opposite of like an earth blanket.
Do you have a blanket, Captain?
He says, "Yes, I do." Just check back there, and he
There's
puts.
like one draped around Jimmy's
Cheers.
shoulders as we
Cheers,
speak.
thanks for that.
I'm a tough guy.
Yeah, there's like life preservers and blankets and things in a like a cupboard at the back of the bridge.
Why don't we all get a life jacket on just in case something happens in advance?
Okay. I guess.
All
why
right,
not?
all right. Well, Frank, if you don't want to wear one, I
Hey,
will
I was
wear-
agreeing. I was
Okay,
thinking about
good,
it,
good.
and then I was like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I can't.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I remember how to swim. So
Okay.
It's a very small chance that I think any of us will go overboard unless we tackle each other again. But like, maybe
That's a
it's
high
worth it.
chance.
Vincent's like grabbing all the life jackets.
Yeah, don't wear one, Jimmy. You don't need one, honest.
I won't.
So I would like to wear a life jacket, please.
Is anyone else wearing life jackets?
Anyone else
What?
wearing one? Just me.
I'll pass.
I'll put one on, I guess.
Just you wait. Or
What about you, Jimmy? Are you wearing one?
He's got his
Nah,
blanket.
I got my blanket.
So life jackets on Vincent and Frank, and blanket
Wanna blow it
on Jimmy.
And a
The
blanket.
life jackets of the era weren't inflatable ones.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't bother anymore. No, I still want to wear it.
Right.
So, is anyone on the bridge waiting for us?
No, you're on the bridge.
Oh, I thought we were in the captain's
Captain.
lab. The
Let's
captain's...
go. Should we go down to the engine
Captain's
room?
lab.
Yeah,
Let's go
you're
down
in the
to
captain's lab. He's got his experiments all around.
As you
Hey,
do.
should we go check if anyone's like unconscious outside and try and drag them inside or something? Let's go find that disabled guy as well, or go to the engine room. One of those options.
maybe the engine room or the cargo room.
Like, what did you say was wrong with the engines? They just stopped, stalled, bust. Any idea?
They just
Is it
cut.
active?
They just cut out.
Wow.
There was no sign for it. I went.
I take it you tried starting again, haven't you?
Oh well, I called down to the engine room, but they're not replied.
Yeah, it's not like a key that you just.
Well, I know that, but it's like, well,
it's just like, oh, let me. It's not.
I mean,
But literally
he's
it's
tried
not-
the starter motor, but it's not going. So
So you haven't actually physically tried to start the engine?
no, he was going to go down to the engine after. After he'd finished searching the upper decks, which is what he was doing when he found you guys. He says, "My plan now is to go down to the lower decks, check out the engine room, see if we can figure out what's going on here."
should we
Let's
head there?
do
then?
it.
Let's go.
What's your name again, Captain Jacob? Something.
McCall.
Captain Luke Picard.
Jacob
All right.
McCoy.
McCall.
Cool.
Said
Like
McCall.
Davina.
McCall.
He's a birdman.
There's a library on this boat.
He says, "I have a few books in my quarters if you're looking for something to read."
What kind of book?
You meet me up later once we've got this sorted, and I'll show you some of my
A book
books.
of spells.
The Book of Magic. Okay, let's carry on.
All right, so you guys gonna head to the lower decks?
Yes. Eat.
All right, so you head downstairs with the captain. So you first head into when you go through the door, you head into the communal crew quarters, which is like a big open area with a bunch of bunk beds all around the walls. There's like 2 crewmen in here, I think. Just trying to keep track of where all the crewmen are.
Are they asleep?
Yeah, they're passed out as well.
Lazy.
Job.
Yeah, so there's 2 crewmen in there. There's 2 crewmen passed out in there. And other than that, like one of them looks like he's fallen off his bed. A little bit of blood coming out of his head as well, but no, he doesn't look like a serious injury, but he does look a bit injured from the fall.
Get him a band-aid.
Can do.
He put the blanket over him. Shh.
Shh. Everything will be okay.
Can we try the engine? I don't know. Has any of us got engineering skill? Ross?
I don't think so.
Laser cop.
So
Captain, do you have any skills you want to roll for?
he rolled for checking on his crewmen.
Successful.
Let me check.
I'm blaming the fog. I think we need to cover these guys' mouths.
He
up.
checked. For what? He wants
blaming the
to-
fog.
Cover these guys' mouths open. What?
I know that sounded really double Dutch. I think we should just block the doors and the windows because I'm blaming fog.
I thought you were
Why
going to.
can't
I
I
thought you
start
were
affecting
trying.
us then?
I thought you were
Yeah.
trying to
Because
suffocate.
we're marked men. It doesn't mean to say we're
What about
badly
the
marked.
captain then?
What about
You
the
get
captain?
marked.
Yep.
He's
Blue dab
might-
and dee dab and die.
He's a marked man.
Slowly. The captain checks on his crewmen, by the way, and he makes sure he sort of checks the guy who's bleeding's not seriously injured, but he seems to be fine. And he suggests that you guys. The next two rooms are the engine room and the storage room. So he suggests heading through to see what's going on.
Let's go.
Yes, let's do that.
So you follow the captain through a doorway into the engine room. It was locked, but he uses a key on him to open it. He goes through into the engine room. There's no one in the engine room. The engines are unmanned, but are completely powered down.
Okay. That's funny. So the engines are completely powered down, yet the PA system still works.
And the captain's like, no, it doesn't really work that way.
I'm gonna look this up after this.
What do you mean? What's there to look up?
The generator's down. Everything's down. There's no power.
Let me just clarify. The words I have not used so far in this show include the generator is down, everything's down.
The generator.
Maybe
I'm gonna
the
look
PA's
this up.
battery.
I'm gonna look this up.
I mean, I can recap the video to see what I said, but I'm pretty sure those aren't words I used.
He means he's gonna look up how like generators work.
I know.
How volts of the 1920s worked.
Right.
Old
Okay.
volts.
You're gonna get like technical manual sound check.
Blueprints. The works.
Right, can we try activating the generator?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
You can work with the
The
captain.
generator.
Oh no, the
See,
generator.
it's
Sorry, the
fine.
generator's fine. It's
The engine.
Yeah. Let's start the engine.
I think. Oh right, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's Askew's talking about generators.
getting confused now myself.
So you
Look
work.
at him researching.
So do you want to work with the? Actually, do you want to give me a roll on trying to get the engines running?
All of us, or are we just giving it a
guess.
kick, or?
Ross can give me a roll. Right, so you work with the captain, and thankfully the generator's still running because you use the starting motor to get the engines up and running, and the engine fires into life, like it starts spinning up, like there's a huge roaring noise around you, and then a few seconds later it just slowly spins down and stops.
Oh, what? I got like a beast roll as well, because my skill's shit in that.
Yeah, you got it working. Stop there.
And now it's stopped again.
Yeah, captain's like, that's probably
Check
not
the
right.
Fuel gauge.
I mean, I got to be honest. What Ross did then was as if he'd worked on a boat his whole life. He was like all over it. He had it running. If it hadn't just stopped again, that was good.
I just expected them to just go ting ting ting. Excuse me, could you turn on, please?
No, he was just suddenly came into life, was like pulling gauges, checking things, messing with stuff, and he was. Those engines were going to run smoother than they'd ever run. But sadly, they switched themselves off again.
Oh.
You can.
Is the generator still working?
Generator's fine.
Alright, good.
I don't even know if there is a generator. It doesn't matter.
Don't really know what we can do with the engine then.
Do we have to do anything? We need to
Is there
get out
fuel?
of this fog.
Well, let's have a look around, I guess. Can we look in the cargo hold or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do some spot hidden detective stuff?
Okay.
Captain Jacob,
Yes.
do you have a rubber dinghy that we could perhaps?
There's lifeboats on the rear deck.
No, he specifically needs a rubber dinghy.
I mean, if you need a rubber dinghy, we may have a problem. I mean, we've got really saleable, secure boats,
So
but
yeah,
if you
let's
want
go,
if you want a rubber dinghy
Let's go.
instead, I mean, we
Forget
can
it.
have a look through the cargo hold.
Yeah, just ignore him. Rubber dinghies are his fetish.
Are you
I'm
He's
just thinking.
like, ah, yes, I've sailed with people like that
you're gonna
before.
road to Shanghai.
Well, it's better than engine failure.
Why don't you just swim?
Well, we've seen how that went. So where are we going now? Cargo. Cargo room.
Yeah, let's try the cargo hold, see
Yeah.
if there's something there.